What's going on, everyone? Juice Bags here, and welcome back to the channel. It is that time again for one more map comparison between Dungeon Defenders 2, and Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Now, as always, I'm not asking for what your favorite game is. I'm asking you which game looks the best visually on this particular map. Now, we are here, of course, in the Dungeon Defenders OG game, on the Endless Spires, and Endless Spires is a really good looking map, really in all three games. It is extremely menacing in Dungeon Defenders 1. Looking at the backdrop that's going on with that night sky, although it is extremely basic, it is just extremely fitting, and it fits this map just absolutely perfectly. Now, the maps, of course, have a bit, or pardon me, the structures have a bit more girth than they do height. And although it definitely does look good, it seems like the buildings were kind of all snubbed off on the top. So I will definitely say that about the original Dungeon Defenders game. But let's take a peek through the map. I mean, there's no shortage of details on this one, really all the way through. Even down below, once again, it's very basic with just that dark fog down there. But it is just so fitting. There's no doubt about it at all. Taking a look at some of the details on the structures themselves, it looks very nice. And of course, we do have the structures off in the distance that we can't get to, which is always just nice to have that scenery added in really any of the games. So looking extremely nice on the Endless Spires here in Dungeon Defenders. And I tell you, I don't necessarily love this map, but I do love the way this map looks. It is extremely menacing. It definitely gives you that nice feel of grandeur. There's no doubt about it. And here we are into the Dungeon Defenders 2 variant of this particular map. Now, this is still Endless Spires, but obviously the Plunderer's Paradise version in Dungeon Defenders 2, the theme of it is just so drastically changed. Now, they did do just an amazing job on this map. It's tough to even compare the two. The theme has changed so much, you don't really get really a direct comparison between the two in any way, really, other than the mini-map. If you look at the lane structure and the map structure itself, it is without a doubt themed from the same place. Now, the water looks a little bit better on this map than it does in some of the other Dungeon Defenders 2 maps. The immediate background looks really incredible with the buildings and various structures and boats throughout. However, if you look way off into the distance, we got pretty kind of bland blanket pastels. Now, this map just is absolutely gorgeous. There's no doubt about it. It introduced a new boss. It had an Easter egg with a special flare. I mean, the map just brought a lot to it. There's tons and tons of little hidden areas throughout for you to explore. I mean, just a lot that you can do, really, on this particular map. No doubt about it. Just stuff all over the place. Absolutely amazing. We got the little demon eye hidden in here after you lose on the incursion. Just lots and lots of work have gone into this map for sure. Now, as I mentioned, as far as the theme goes, it's just not even close. So it's hard to do a direct comparison on this particular map. However, I do think the DD2's variant here on Plunderer's Paradise looks just ridiculously good. I mean, just an absolutely gorgeous Dungeon Defenders map. And last but not least, here we are into the Dungeon Defenders Awakened version of the Endless Spires. Now, this one returns to the original Dungeon Defenders theme. I do think the theme itself is, without a doubt, more fitting for a Dungeon Defenders game. And this map looks absolutely gorgeous as well. Just large structures, particularly compared to the OG Dungeon Defenders. The backdrop, the structures are just absolutely enormous. Now, although I do feel like this map is much prettier than the Dungeon Defenders version, I think the Dungeon Defenders version really captured the theme of the map pretty darn good. It's very dark and spooky. It has that nice Dungeon Defenders feel to it. However, this map is nothing short of absolutely incredible by far. Now, out of these three versions of the map, my favorite is the DD2 map. It's just over the top. It looks so great. However, it's such a drastically different change to the theme of the map that I think I would have to pick overall the Dungeon Defenders Awakened variant. This map just looks large and, I mean, everything is overscaled. It just gives you that dungeon feel to it. There's no doubt. Everything looks absolutely beautiful. There's lots of little areas to explore. We got a little secret room, of course, in here to check out. I mean, the map itself has definitely got some nice things to it. So overall, I think the Dungeon Defenders Awakened map just really wins as far as that true Dungeon Defenders feel. However, I think the Dungeon Defenders 1 map, it was darker, it was spookier looking. It's just a win all the way around on this one, really. Although my favorite is without a doubt the Dungeon Defenders 2 variant. So as always, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite version of the Endless Spires map was in the various Dungeon Defenders games. So thank you all an absolute ton for watching. Make sure to click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. And I will be back soon with some more Dungeon Defenders in all of its various flavors. Thanks again, y'all. I'll see you next time.